Hey, Middle Tennessee cyclists. We're out here near downtown Nashville, right across the river. We're next to Nissan Stadium. Gonna do something I've never done before, ride an e-bike. So, about to check out Nashville BCycle. Never been on an e-bike, never been on a BCycle, but I wanted to put it to its test. So, here's what we're gonna do. I've put my power meter pedals on this bike, and we're gonna see if we can get all the way out to the Percy Priest Dam and back. It's about 27 miles, shouldn't be too bad. We'll see how it all works, how the power assist works, just kind of get a good feel for it. And tomorrow, come back, I'm gonna do the same thing on my normal road bike, and then we'll compare the two and see how it all goes. Should be fun, maybe learn a thing or two, and be a bit goofy, but let's get at it. All right, we made it to Shelby Bottoms. I managed to get a squeaky bike. It's all right, that's just the way it's gonna be. Now, the pedal assist is very responsive. As soon as you start spinning the pedals, you can feel it kick on. It only gets you up to about 15 miles an hour, which, considering the rules of the parks, that makes sense. After that, it doesn't really cut out, but you can feel it pull back quite substantially. 3 different gears on like a internal gearing. I basically immediately put it on the hard one. We'll see how it does going up hills and things. Should be fun.
This is the first day of my life. Swear I was born right in the doorway. I went out in the rain, suddenly everything changed. They're spreading blankets on the beach. Yours is the first face that I saw. I think I was blind before I met you.
So one of the annoying things about it is, if you have anything in the basket and you go over a bump, it can launch it. Hey, howdy. So I gotta stop and get my water bottle. All right, y'all, how about that? We made it all the way to the dam. So far, it looks like my average power is only 100 watts, so basically nothing. We got to get on going. Let's head on back, though.
Remember the time you drove all night just to meet me in the morning? And I thought it was strange, you said everything changed. You felt as if you just woke up. And you said, this is the first day of my life.
What's going on? We're back at the BCycle station for day 2. Y'all know what's happening, so let's get going.
But now I don't care, I could go anywhere with you, and I'd probably be happy. So if you wanna be with me, with these things there's no telling, we just have to wait and see. But I'd rather be working for a paycheck than waiting to win the lottery. Besides, maybe this time it's different. I mean, I really think you like me.
All right, guys, it's the 3rd morning. I've had a time to look over all of the data between riding from the pedestrian bridge downtown with a BCycle versus my road bike here. This is a Cannondale CAD 12. I have carbon 45 millimeter wheels on it. I have really good GP 5000 tires from Continental, and there was actually some really surprising and interesting things that I learned. First off, the BCycle was great. It was a lot of fun. forced you to slow down. Got to really just enjoy the gorgeous fall weather that we're having right now and really soak in a lot more of Metro Nashville's parks and greenways. So no complaints there. Kind of as I mentioned before, I noticed as you're pedaling along on the flat, as soon as you start spinning the pedals, the pedal assist kicks in, which is great. And then it'll get you up to about 14 miles an hour, according to my Garmin. On the bike itself, it tells you about 15 miles an hour. I think it's about a mile an hour slow. Once you hit that threshold, you can feel electronic braking kick on. It won't let you really go any faster. So you can spin your pedals really, really lightly at about 100 watts, less than that, and it will get you up to that speed, no problem. But it really won't let you go beyond that. One nice thing is, if you are coasting downhill, the electronic braking doesn't kick on. So it allows you to have fun, allows you to go a little bit faster when you're going downhill, and you don't feel throttled back in those situations. Now, my rolling resistance and the aerodynamics and everything on my road bike is obviously a lot better than the Nashville BCycle ride. So what ended up happening was I was able to maintain speed and coast a whole lot more efficiently on my road bike. It makes sense. So there was actually a lot less time where I was having to pedal throughout the ride, even though when I was going up climbs, I was putting out a lot more power than just a simple spinning on the Nashville BCycle. So the total distance from the pedestrian bridge all the way out to the dam and back was about 27.42 miles. On the BCycle, it took me 2 hours and 51 seconds. When I did it on my Cannondale here, I had to do a little detour around the train bridge. They were working on it directly overhead, so I actually had to ride a little bit further. I did 27.9 miles. And it took me 1 hour and 59 minutes. Pretty close. Trying to match a pace for a distance over that amount of time, being 2 minutes off in total in the end, feel pretty good about that effort. So here's where the interesting thing kicks in. On the Nashville BCycles bike, my average power was 106 watts. On my Cannondale, my average power was 107 watts. So almost identical. That was probably a little skewed by the fact that on the way back from the dam, on the Nashville BCycle, I did try to actually put some power through the pedals as I was going up climbs just to see how it would react. On my way out to the dam, my average power was only 100 watts. So not a big jump, but you really don't have to put any effort to get to the dam and back on a Nashville BCycle. Whereas on my road bike, when I was going up hills and climbs, I would consistently be at 200, 300, 400, 500 watts, just to kind of maintain the same kind of trudging along slow and leisurely pace that the BCycle was going for me. In total, my calorie expenditure, so what my Garmin said how many calories I burnt on the Nashville BCycle was 963 calories, and on my road bike it was 959. So again, negligible difference. Pretty actually remarkable to see that. My average heart rate, 125 beats per minute for both of them. My max heart rate was 185 beats per minute for both of them, and that was when on both of the times going uphill the Waterworks big hill climb. I actually did put a lot of power and effort into it just to see what it felt like on the Nashville BCycle. One thing that I kind of noticed, and I tried to put about the same amount of power, about 600 watts going up those climbs. It took me almost identical the same amount of time, whether I was on the Nashville BCycle or my road bike. The interesting thing is the pedal assist basically compensated for the extra weight in cumbersomeness of the Nashville BCycle bike compared to my road bike. So it's kind of interesting to kind of see how that played out. Now, again, I could have easily just spun, put it in the easiest gear, spun my legs, kept going at like 100 watts. It would have taken me a couple of minutes probably, but I would have eventually gotten up that climb easily, no problem, without a doubt. My average cadence for both of them, 71 RPMs. My max cadence for both of them, on the BCycle was 115, on my road bike was 111. So some pretty wild, interesting stuff. I was really expecting for my average speed my average power on my road bike to be a lot higher, but it wasn't. You know, this bike is obviously built to go a lot faster. I kind of had to restrain myself at times, just for the nature of you're on a fast road bike, you feel like you want to go fast. So trying to go a much slower, leisurely pace was kind of odd and difficult at times. But they're two completely different bikes. You know, I wanted to do the comparison to just kind of see what it would be like, just riding an e-bike, if the Nashville BCycles could get all the way out to the Percy Priest Dam and back, no problem. It was easy, straightforward. Didn't have any issues with it. So it was quite an interesting experiment. Things that I'll say about the BCycle: totally had plenty of power in the pedal assist. When I finished, it was still showing about 60% of the total battery power remaining, and that was 2 hours consistent riding, so no issues there. You could rent an e-bike and go probably ride for 4 or 5 hours, explore Nashville. You still probably have plenty of pedal assist to get you through a good chunk of a whole day. But the other thing is, there's all the different stations. If your battery gets low, you could find a new station, swap out bikes, get one that was full, and continue along your journey. The seat was actually surprisingly pretty comfortable. At the end of my ride, I wasn't really having any troubles or issues with it. I was expecting, because it's kind of a wider, larger, more upright seat position, that it was going to be something I wasn't used to and something that was uncomfortable for me. Didn't really have a problem. So I found that a pleasant surprise as well. Kind of like I said, the basket situation, if you're going over a bump, and this is another thing, when I knew a bump was coming on the trails, I would slow down, because I discovered very quickly, if you took it at any kind of speed, if you had something in those baskets, it would just launch into the air like a catapult. So not great, not ideal, but that's just the way it is. If you're going over a bump, slow down. On this, you know, I know the ride to the dam like the back of my hand, so I can easily just wheelie over little bumps I need to, or if it's a little bit larger one, I can do a quick little bunny hop, and it isn't a problem for me. So quite a lot of interesting things that I learned. I probably, because I have my road bike and a couple other just like towny bikes that I can ride around and screw around on, I probably won't be running another Nashville BCycle. If I'm in town, I'm going to ride this guy or ride one of my other ones. But what I did learn is, if I'm traveling, I'm in a city that has a bike rental, they're pretty awesome. It's a great way to get out, see cities, see parks. I highly support it. I highly recommend it. My wife and I, when we travel, we just like to go and explore. And exploration is easily one of the best reasons, best things about bicycles. So having that experience, having that affirmation of knowing that, like, wow, this is really cool, really fun. You could get across a city pretty quickly and easily if you're trying to go from a museum to a park, or from, your hotel to a coffee shop or anything like that. Highly, 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 highly recommend it. So yeah, it was fun and interesting. It was a great little experiment. Thrilled that I did it. And I look forward to getting out and riding more e-bikes very, very soon. Have a good one.